It's the hottest Twitter address in the universe, Libs of TikTok. Have you heard about it? What they do, some anonymous person started this a while back. Not so anonymous anymore, though. More on that in a moment. What they show are, well, liberals of TikTok making absolute fools out of themselves and sometimes spouting very dangerous points of view and doing really ugly things. They're revealing Libs of TikTok, and it's brilliant. Watch. So that's an attempted abortion that some TikToker put on TikTok for her friends, but our friends at Libs of TikTok found it and put it on Twitter. And you might imagine that there would be some criticism of this behavior. And that's what drives the liberals crazy, the criticism. You can't do this. You can't show what we're doing to the world. To the world! There's more.
Let me be as clear as I possibly can. I am glad they shot Ashley Babbitt. I wish they'd shot more of those terrorists, and I hope the next time you people try and overthrow our government by force, they meet you with maximum force.
Wow, they did meet them with maximum force, by the way. How about that? He's glad that an unarmed woman was shot and killed. These are the kinds of ugly things that liberals say on TikTok, and they think they can get away with it. Well, they can. It's a free country. You can say this stuff. And a person with a Twitter account is allowed to highlight it, right? They should be. Take a look.
So my gender is this, what you see right now before you, and my gender is this. First thing when I wake up in the morning, my gender usually looks something like this. But by the time I finish getting ready, my gender might fall somewhere in this vicinity.
Okay, so you see what we're dealing with here. And they just don't want to be talked about with the world outside their world. Sorry, when this individual gets on camera and talks about being a Satanist, that's of interest to us, especially some of these people have roles in the classroom. Yeah, all kinds of crazy teachers are talking about some really wild stuff, and we want to know about that. So I think Libs of TikTok is great. They point out these absurdities and they put them on their own website. Libs of TikTok, good for you. So you know what's happening here. Liberals don't like that they're being outed, so liberals went to out the Libs of TikTok. Who started this? Washington Post. They dedicated tremendous resources to find the person responsible for Libs of TikTok, who is anonymous, prefers to remain anonymous, and you're allowed to do that. But the Washington Post found out who it was. Taylor Lorenz is the technology columnist who did this. She's pretty notorious, by the way. Here she is complaining about online harassment when she herself has engineered so much online harassment, even against children.
I've had to remove every single social tie. I had severe PTSD from this. I contemplated suicide. It got really bad. You feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life. And it's so isolating.
And terrifying.
It's horrifying. I'm so sorry. You're fine. It's overwhelming. It's really hard.
I would be more sympathetic if she did not earn her living doing what she's complaining about, outing people online and getting close to children. This is what she's known for. Take a look. She has messaged children via social media to get them to talk to her on the phone and get them to let her into their house and follow them around. She has exploited minors who were in emotional distress for more clicks online, like with Kellyanne Conway's daughter, Claudia. To have a photographer not fully aware of what they are doing. Falsely and very publicly accused a tech investor of using a slur online in an attempt to infiltrate a free speech website. Look, she's not a nice person. She's complaining, you saw, tearing up about all the online bullying she's getting, but she orchestrates it for others. She actually went to the person behind Libs of TikTok, their actual home address. Ding dong, I'm here, a reporter. This is just not done anymore. Shouldn't be done anymore. But it's okay when the left does it, not when the right does it. Okay, next, the White House. What happened there? That was yesterday. We talked about this last night. Why is the Easter Bunny acting like the White House chief of staff? Something very strange is afoot. And look at Joe's reaction when the Easter Bunny actually shows up. It's like the Easter Bunny is the boss. Joe started riffing on Afghanistan and Pakistan, and the Easter Bunny was not down with that. Stay on message, Joe. This is about Easter eggs, not your international screw-ups, of which, well, I've been thinking a lot about actually lately. You know, Afghanistan, remember, most Americans believe this. If Donald Trump were in office, none of this would have happened. And what did happen? We had a horrendous, horrendous loss. And what is still happening? This, I'm shocked by. The Wall Street Journal had a big story. The situation is so chaotic that Afghans are actually selling organs, sometimes the organs of, and most people can live with just one kidney. Gul Muhammad was besieged by people who had lent him money. He and his wife decided that unless they sold a child, they would have to sell an organ. Both of them were unsuited. The choice fell on Khalil Ahmed, their second son. This is horror movie stuff. It was the last option, Mr. Muhammad said. No father in the world wants to sell his son's kidney. The buyer offered roughly $4,500 for Khalil's kidney. Since the surgery, Khalil said he has been in pain and too exhausted to play with his friends. This would not have happened if Joe Biden had lost and Donald Trump were president. Many of us believe that the Ukraine invasion would not have happened if Donald Trump were in office. Therefore, the atrocities would not be occurring. This politics, presidential politics, real world stuff results. More on this. What do you think Putin was thinking when he met Joe Biden in Geneva last summer? I mean, he was taking the measure of the man, right? Wouldn't you, if you were thinking about invading a country and you had to take a good look at your adversary or potential adversary? What did Vladimir Putin, when he saw a smiling Joe Biden, which is really all he knows how to do, unfortunately, and when they were inside in closed-door meetings, I feel like there's no way in the world Donald Trump would have let this happen. Putin wouldn't have tried it. Do you really think so? I don't. Meanwhile, Joe is still bragging, this time about how poor he once was.
I was listed, had the great pleasure of being listed as the poorest man in Congress for 36 years. I still had making a hell of a lot more money than anybody else because I was getting a senator's salary. No kidding. I didn't think you should make money while you're in office. But at any rate, he managed to live in the richest man in Delaware's house, to buy it, the DuPont Mansion. He bought the DuPont Mansion when he was a member of the Senate, the poorest man in Congress. Is that what he just said? What about Hunter Biden's earnings, okay? I mean, isn't that the whole point? Hunter, the brothers were taking the money, making the money so Joe could actually stand there with a straight face and say he's the poorest man in Congress. What did Bob Alinsky call it? Plausible deniability. And what about that email, huh? What about that email? 10% held by H for the big guy. Everybody knows that's Joe, held by Hunter. When are we going to get the answers? We will. It's happening, slowly but surely.